Happy first paycheck of the year to all those who celebrate. I am so glad that you are here and clicked onto today's video. My name is Courtney. I love talking all things personal finance, budgeting. I'll throw in some lifestyle videos here and there, but I'm so happy to have you here today. As you probably noticed from the title, today's video, I'm going to be going through my payday routine with my first paycheck of 2026. So let's get right into it. The first payday of the year is exciting for a few different reasons. Number one, of course, who doesn't love receiving a paycheck? Number two, I really get to kind of level set on what I can expect from a paycheck for the foreseeable future, mainly because in around September, October last year was when I actually hit like the maximum contributions for CPP and EI, which are two programs that we pay into as Canadians. So my paycheck throughout the rest of the year was higher than what I typically would receive just because I'd maxed out those contributions. The first paycheck of the year is really level setting on what I can expect, how I can ensure I set up my budget appropriately, and income that I can really count on for the rest of the year. When I was setting up my January budget, which if you have already watched that video, I did chat through this a little bit, but I wasn't totally sure what to expect for this paycheck because of the contributions that I just chatted through. But also I did get a raise last year. I got promoted at my job, which is so exciting, but that happened, it either took effect April 1st or May 1st. I can't exactly remember. And so my paychecks changed mid-year. So I wasn't sure if looking back at those paychecks from May and April would be an accurate reflection of what I could expect for the first paycheck of the year. So I did a little bit of guessing on what I was actually going to receive. Happy to report back, I was pretty spot on. So that's exciting. So without further ado, I will stop rambling and let's get into how I go through my payday routine. So I get paid on Fridays, every other Friday. So it is a bi-weekly pay period. And the extra exciting thing about January is I got paid on the very first Friday of January, so I will actually be receiving 3 paychecks this month just based on the way that the Fridays fall. So this was the first of 3 for January. That will be exciting to review my income for January because there'll be paychecks in there, and that's an exciting thing. It'll be a harsh reality going back to February, March with just 2 pay periods. Okay, so I get paid on Fridays. The money usually hits my account on Thursday evenings. I am usually very eager. I love getting paid, so I typically log on Thursdays, and I actually will do this routine on Thursday evening because I wanted to film this for you all. I am sitting down on a Saturday and doing this for you. So first thing I do, of course, is check to see if I got paid. And I did get paid. So after taxes and deductions off of my paycheck, the total amount that I received is $3,832.23. So that is what was deposited into my checking account. I just have the full amount deposited into my daily checking. I don't split it anywhere, but stay tuned. I might later in the year. After I receive my full paycheck, I like to open up my computer and input it into my budget. And then I also will go through all of my expenses to add those in to my tracker. Now, the caveat here is this paycheck was technically received on December 31st because the holiday was on the Thursday, which is when I would usually get my money. So I got it on a Wednesday. So I didn't really have any expenses to put in here. I put in the typical things like rent, but there weren't any like purchases that I have yet. So I don't have any expenses to truly put into my January budget. For my next paycheck, what you would see me do on my payday routine is go and put in all of the expenses. If I haven't added in any since my previous paycheck, I'll just go and put in 2 weeks worth of transactions. That's what helps me keep this spreadsheet up to date so I can make sure I'm accurately tracking everything. After I have made sure I receive my paycheck, tracked all of my expenses, what I like to do is pay off my credit cards. You will see a lot of people talk about paying yourself first, which I truly think is important, and maybe I will end up adapting my routine to set up some transfers into my accounts first and then paying off my credit cards from there. This is just the routine that I have right now and it works for me. I'm still able to hit my investing goals by doing this. So maybe I'll change my ways in the future, but for right now, I like to go and pay off my credit cards. Now, second caveat here If you watched my payday routine from 2024, what I was doing, and I was doing this all the way up until last year, is paying down just the full balance on my credit cards every single time I got paid. That just made me feel more comfortable and really make sure I knew where I was at with all of my money. What I am challenging myself to do, at least for, the first 2-3 months of the year, is just paying off my credit cards when a statement has been cut. Because what I was running into is I have one credit card that I do not use frequently, and I was paying it down before a statement was even being cut, and so then it was a $0 balance that was getting reported to the credit bureaus, and so it was looking like I had a zero credit utilization. That's an entirely different conversation than this, but I just want to share this is something that is new to me, is just paying off the credit cards when the statement balance is due. So with all of that context set, after I received my paycheck, the first thing I did was I paid off my American Express. This statement balance hurt. It was from all of my December spending, Christmas spending, etc. So I transferred $1,844.34 to my American Express, and that paid off the statement balance for that previous period. After transferring that from my paycheck balance, I was left with $1,987.89. Because all of our bills are automated onto credit cards, I just keep a $200 buffer in my checking account, which I already had when this paycheck was deposited. So I'm able to allocate the rest of this money. I don't have to hold anything specifically in my checking account. So what I went ahead and did was I transferred $1,000 to my FHSA. That's a first home savings account in Canada, and I am not a homeowner. I never bought a home. So I opened it up a few years ago. This will be my 4th year contributing to it. And the new contribution amount opened up on January 1st. So I transferred $1,000 to that. I then transferred $900 to my RRSP. Again, another retirement savings account that we have available in Canada. I actually did not contribute any, this was the first amount I was depositing into my RRSP for its contribution year, and I am looking to prioritize it up until the end of February just to lower my taxable income. So I'll be prioritizing the RRSP. And then with what was left over, the $87.89, I transferred it to my car fund. This is just one of these sinking funds that I have set up. So I moved it to that account. Really no rhyme or reason. I have savings goals and I plan to use the 2 other paychecks that are in January to buff up my savings. I personally am more interested in maxing out my investment accounts than I am putting into these sinking funds, which may be a controversial topic, but personally that's what I would prefer to do. So I am always going to prioritize hitting my investment goals before hitting the savings. I feel like it's a really controversial statement, honestly, just to back myself up and not get a bunch of hate in my comments, is because we have the TFSA in Canada, and so if I needed to, and I would hope not to, but if I needed to, I could take out money from my TFSA. But I would rather focus on having the money in my investments because time in the market is important. So I'd rather just max out all of my investment goals, and then the rest of the year I can focus on hitting my sinking funds. So yeah, that's my payday routine. I feel like I spent a lot of time justifying myself, which I don't need to do. This is my YouTube channel. I can make the videos and share what I do. Maybe I should have put a disclaimer at the front of the video that this isn't financial advice. It is simply me just sharing my payday routine. So I'm not encouraging anyone to replicate what I'm doing. I just wanted to share in case maybe you don't have a routine and are looking to take bits and pieces to fit into yours. This is what works best for me. Usually you would see me hunched over on my couch with my phone and my computer open, but I wanted to be a little bit more presentable while filming this for you all today. If you enjoyed today's video, or if you want to see more payday routines, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It helps my channel tremendously, and it also lets YouTube know to push this content out to other people who might enjoy the topic as well. Thank you so much for staying to the end of today's video. I appreciate you all so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!